Hello everyone, my name's Christian Smedberg. I'm the marketing manager here at Weinig Holz Her USA. Today, it's my privilege to talk to Jamie Scott, training coordinator. And Jamie, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me today. I'm glad to be here.
Yep, so we've been doing a lot of these videos online, introducing people in Mooresville, North Carolina, which is where we are right now, that some of our audience may not know just because they haven't been involved in that part of Weinig Holz Her. So if you're out there and you haven't been involved in training, you may not know who Jamie is. So I wanted to take some time and discuss our training programs here and also your role in those.
Well, sure. Well, again, I'm Jamie Scott. I'm the training coordinator here at Weinig Holz Her. And I was brought in a couple of years ago to build up the training program. Mm-hmm. We've always had a great training program, at least from a historical standpoint here. In fact, some of our instructors here have been here for over 20 years, 25 years, and they're still teaching the classes today, especially in the molding department.
Okay.
But I was kind of build it up a little bit better. Let's make our training program more 21st century.
More robust.
More robust.
More robust. That's right. We have done a lot just over the last year or two in the area of training. We've added courses. We've added a lot of tenured people coming in to teach those courses. I've been very impressed. Can you give us kind of an overview of what's offered here at Weinig Holz Her?
Well, sure. Right here on site, starting with our molding and grinding area. We teach a course for our courses for our standard molders, which are the molders that are manual, not using PowerCom. Okay. And then we have our PowerCom molder courses as well as courses for jointed molding. We also teach courses on the Rondomat 960 grinder. That's our staple grinder that we use.
Absolutely.
We've also been teaching periodic courses on the R1000 CNC grinder, which is being handled by our demo coordinator. Yep. And then we've even taught a course on the R950, which is an old grinder that we don't have anymore, but we do have one down there just for the students
training
to come
purposes.
In, and we saved the company's hind end, I guess you could say, by providing them with training when they lost their grinder operator, and they were in a fix, and we got them in here.
So, okay, so explain how that works. So if a company is interested in training and coming here on site for training, can they piggyback on an existing class? Do they have to book their own class? How does that work?
Well, we try to limit our molding classes, molding and grinding classes, to 6 people. Okay. We have 6 grinders available to us. Okay. So we're limited to 6 grinders, and then of course you get more than 6 people around a molding machine, and it's very hard to see what's going on. People can't get their hands in. So we limit our class size to 6. If they're all from one company, we might go to 7, but they know they got to piggyback on the grinder.
I see. Okay.
However, we try to keep like classes together. For example, if we got someone who has a P700 Eagle and somebody else who has a P700 Eagle, we'll try to get them in the same class.
Okay.
But if you got someone with a jointed molder and a P700 molder, they don't go together as well. There's lots of different things to cover, so it spreads our instructors too thin. I see. So,
okay.
You can get your own class. If you want to have your own class for your students, you can. We require a minimum of 3 students. Okay. That offsets our cost and makes it cost effective for us to host the class. But we will schedule a class just for you and just for your company if you have a minimum of 3 people.
So if a shop out there is okay with sharing a class with, say, other manufacturers who are coming in, how often do these molder grinder classes happen?
We run a standard class and a PowerCom molder and grinder class each month. So guaranteed we're running at least one of each. Okay. We have gone, occasionally you get the 5-week month. We have run 5 weeks straight with people who have wanted specific classes. Sure. But there's always one. We try to fill the one that's already on the schedule first, and then after that we fill in as needed for people who want specific operations. Okay.
Very good. So that's on the Weinig side. What about on the Holz Her side? What do we do for training there?
Well, just before we jump off now.
Oh, sure.
Before we jump off the Weinig side, we also have recently started classes for the S50 and the S90 and the OptiCut 260. We revamped the manuals from years ago, brought them up to speed, and we teach basic operations and maintenance. But now that is not a regular scheduled class. That's, as you say, I want to bring my people in, and I'd like to get up to speed on it. Again, we ask for a minimum of 3, but those are usually 1- and 2-day classes.
So that's for the Dimter chop sauce. That's what we're talking about. Right.
And we're continuing to build. I've been working on the new manuals, training manuals for the 310 and for other machines.
For the rip sauce.
For the rip sauce.
Okay. Very good. So that's continuing to build out on the solid wood processing side of things.
That's right. We always do on the installation. We always do training with our technician on site.
Right.
This is just to provide above and beyond. Get a new machine, run it for a month, have questions that you've now, or they're good questions to ask now that you never would have thought to ask if you'd have come to the class before. And so now we bring you in and bring you up to speed on those questions you've got.
I would also imagine it would be very applicable for new operators. So company has a machine, they've had it for years, but now they've had a change in the operator.
That's right.
So now the new operator can come to a class.
Well, whenever you get buy one of our machines, we offer training. It's free within the warranty period for up to 3 people. However, probably 60% of our molder and grinder training is I've got a new employee and I want to send them in.
Right.
And sometimes they get the same instructor that the owner got 25 years ago.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. So now going to the panel processing side of things,
yes.
To the Holz Her line. Talk to us about what training is offered here on site for Holz Her.
Well, our regularly scheduled every month, in fact, every couple of weeks class is our campus software class.
Okay.
That is the software that we use in our CNC machines.
That's right.
Our ProMaster, Dynastic,
the Evolution
machine. Yep. Yes, all those use the same software, and it's a AutoCAD type software for converting the drawing that you've got of a cabinet to tell the machine what to do, give the CNC operations of what you want the machine to do. We require that actually before you purchase a machine, that you attend this class, because once we get on site and we begin to work with you, we can't teach you from scratch at that point. There's way too much to learn. So we actually require that ahead of time before you even get your machine.
That's right. So new Holz Her customers will come here, attend the campus class, and then have the machine installed, so that at the end of their on the floor training after the machine's installed, they're up and running.
That's right. They're up and running. They're running at least one profile, or one software.
One program.
One program. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
So now, but again, so new operator comes in, or maybe you just need a refresher. That course is offered on what type of schedule?
Well, we teach it about every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. This is the campus software class.
Campus software class.
Gotcha.
But again, but this way, about 95% of our students are new students.
Okay.
Because we only have a few every now and then that come in for I've got a new hire, or the person who did it for years has left the company and we never took the time to get them good training, so we bring somebody else in. We also piggyback on that if needed, a software called AlphaCam. Okay. We don't teach that as often. It's not requested as often, but that's on an as-needed basis.
All right. And what other, so we've talked about a molder grinder, some chop saw, the campus software. What have I missed? What other training classes do we offer here?
Well, aside from that, and we recently began a Edge Banding 101 class.
Okay.
This class is designed to teach you the basics of edge banding. It's not specific to any one machine. It's kind of a generic overview of edge banding itself. It's a couple-day class. Basic maintenance, basic operations, basic understanding of how each of our different things function. That class was just getting off the ground when we ran into our recent stay-at-home travel restrictions.
Sure.
So we haven't really got it out there as we'd like yet, but we intend to do so. We're ready to go with it.
Very good.
We also teach classes as needed. If you have purchased an edge bander and want some specific training on maintenance and operations of that edge bander beyond what you get during the installation, we can bring you in here. Normally we have that edge bander, but we also, there are quite a few different variations. So we may not have that edge bander, but we have something comparable to it. So at least we can answer the questions and say, on your edge bander you'll see this, here you see this, but on your edge bander it'll be slightly different, it'll look like this.
I see.
So we also work with our Kundig sanders and our Bork machines.
Yes, right.
We'll teach those. Had a company come in recently, wanted a class on ProMaster. They wanted to spend time understanding a ProMaster, so we took them down, spent 2 days on the ProMaster, talk about operations and maintenance.
Yep.
Again, it wasn't their exact machine, but it was close enough where
they got a good overview of what they needed to know.
Exactly.
Sure. Now, I have heard, I haven't been in the class, but I've been hearing great things about our new electrical, what is that? An electrical class,
Electrical
right?
maintenance class.
Electrical maintenance class. So tell us about that.
Well, my background, I'm from the United States Navy. Retired from the Navy in 1996. Went to work in a factory as an electrician, learned PLCs and everything else that was to be done. I worked with a nuclear power plant in submarines. And so, go Navy. So anyway, we're trying to develop skills in our technicians, electrical skills in our technicians above and beyond. We got great mechanical skills. We have very good electrical skills. But some of our technicians are more mechanically inclined than others.
Sure.
And so we thought that we need to teach those electrical skills. While researching our electrical safety, I'm also the safety coordinator. While researching our electrical safety, I come across the OSHA CFR 1910.333, which says that anybody who's doing electrical maintenance in a facility has to be a qualified person.
Okay.
So then they describe what a qualified person is. It's a person who's been through all of specific training, and it lists off the things you have to be trained in. While listening to our technicians, who are our diagnostic technicians, who are speaking to people on the phone, sometimes they're talking to people who are very knowledgeable of electrical. Right. Sometimes they're speaking to people who don't have any clue. Let's be honest.
Well, sometimes they're speaking to the operator, right? And the operator just knows how to run the machine.
Well,
Maybe they don't know.
I remember hearing one of our diagnostic technicians telling the person to take some meter readings. They didn't have a meter. They went and got a meter, called him back and said they had one, but they didn't know how to turn it on, and they didn't know how to use it. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of the OSHA safety of being properly electrical trained. So I went and developed my years of experience as an electrician in factories and in the military and everything else, and I gathered resources and created an electrical maintenance training course. And it's a 4-day long.
For our customers?
For our technicians first, but also for our customers. Yes, our customers can attend it. So the first class we ran, which was back in December, actually had 3 of our technicians and 2 customers.
That's great.
They had expressed an interest in it earlier in the year, and so when we ran the course, we brought them in. And just to give you an example, I brought some things to show you.
Yeah, what did you bring here?
Well, this right here is our electrical maintenance training manual.
All right.
It starts with basic electrical theory. This is an electron, and it goes up to through basic circuit theory, basic understanding of how electricity functions within a circuit.
All right.
It goes into the OSHA requirements of what they call electrical safety work practices.
Okay.
Also covers lockout, tagout, and then it goes into more advanced things like a schematic reading and instruction. It goes into basic circuit composition in terms of PLCs and ladder logic, and quite interesting.
So, Jamie, this sounds like a very comprehensive class, and this is not specific to any Weinig or Holz Her machine. This is just for understanding electrical maintenance.
Exactly. This isn't even specific to the industry. This is general electricity is electricity. I remember when I got hired, one of the questions asked me was I'd never worked in woodworking before, so would I be able to read the schematic? And I kind of looked at Frank a little strangely, and I said, schematic, electricity is electricity. It doesn't matter what it's operating.
Right.
But we want you to go out of here being safe. So aside from that, we also provide you with this bag of goodies. Actually.
What did you bring here?
Well, we provide you with a set of electrically tested rubber gloves.
Okay, all right.
Now, these have to be retested every 6 months, and we'll give you the information of where to send them to have them retested. But they do have to be retested, but we provide you with your first set.
All right.
And according to OSHA, you're not allowed to use those gloves unless you have leather protectors. So we provide you with leather protectors to go over the gloves as well.
Oh, wow.
We also provide you with, I want to put the goodie last. We also provide you with all the stuff you need for lockout, tagout. So we got a couple of locks, the hasp, and the lockout tags.
It's like a full starter kit for
it is a full starter kit. And
a meter?
And a meter. And a meter as well. We provide you with a meter as well. So you actually come in the class. We provide you with all of these things. We're going to teach you how to use all these things during the class. You will be a qualified person when you're done. And then, trust me, I don't let anybody out without them being at least safe. They've got to be safe.
So this is just a great opportunity for our customers to take advantage of a class that will really add value to their folks, not just operating a single machine, but really just understanding an industrial work environment.
Well, exactly. If we're teaching our technicians how to be safe and how to operate these machines safely and work on them electrically safely. And then we get somebody on the phone who doesn't appear to have any knowledge of electricity. We put ourselves in a position of being uncomfortable about how far do we tell you to go. So you end up having to hire an electrician for the day to come in and do troubleshooting, or you've got to spend the money to have one of our technicians hop in a plane, come down and do something that could have been done in 10 minutes if we'd have only had the skills.
Instead, they can come here, get trained, and then they're trained, and now they're able to talk knowledgeably.
We're speaking the same language.
Yep, speaking the same language. There you go. Very good.
So
Very
our
good.
diagnostic technicians, now when you say I've attended the course, the diagnostic technicians know they can walk you through everything they need to walk you through, and you should do much better with it.
Very good. So Jamie, as far as all of these classes that we hold here, this is in Mooresville, North Carolina that we're speaking of. What other options, if people are maybe small shops that just can't really get away for that amount of time, or maybe people on the West Coast, what other options do we offer?
Well, for the people who can't get away from their shops and still want training, we can send a technician to you. Of course, they come with a technician rate. It's a bit more expensive than it is if you come here. But again, you don't have to bring people out of your shop. We can come to you, and we will train on your specific machine.
Okay, so that could be a plus.
That is a plus.
All right.
And we have the West Expo out in Anaheim.
Yes.
And at the West Expo, we are also teaching, I mentioned the campus class earlier. We're teaching that campus class about once every 2 months right now.
All right.
That's the request we've had in Anaheim. Right.
Anaheim.
So
right,
we've got a complete computer setup. But at the same time, we can bring that computer setup to your facility. All we need is a room big enough that we can sit down and network all the computers together. We have the hub and everything else, and we can teach up to 6 of your employees at one time.
So we can bring the campus software class. Campus, again, is the graphical
CNC software.
Interface for the CNC machines on the Holzer side.
Right.
We can bring that class to a customer's facility.
We certainly can.
All right.
And we've taken it into several community colleges.
Okay, great.
And a prison.
All right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. All right, so Jamie, we've covered our classes. We've covered how people can sign up for these and how they can take advantage of these resources. What else should people know about our training sessions here?
Well, I don't know so much about our training sessions here, but we haven't really talked about registration. So if you did want to register for our course,
about it.
You did your interview with Frank about a week ago.
That's right, I sure did.
And Frank, you posted our website training links. We've got training links on our website. It's got our prospective calendar. Now, sometimes calendars shift around, obviously, but it gives you basically when our preset classes are already in the schedule.
That's right.
It also gives you a registration sheet, so you can fill out a registration sheet and say, I'm interested in taking this course, and gives you the contact information to get in touch with us. Above and beyond that, the biggest thing is we can train you on anything you're interested in. We have specific classes that, of course, already got training manuals and specific things. Or if you say, I've got machine XYZ and I want to learn more about it, what can you do for me? And we go from there.
So we'll put the links in this video as well. You'll have a link to our training center page on our website, which has the calendars, it has the registration, it has the sign-up sheet, etc. right on that page. So check out the description of this video and you'll find it there. That's excellent, Jamie. Thank you so much for shedding light on all this.
Well, that's true. That's right. I appreciate it. I did want to mention one other thing. We've been building our online videos.
Oh, yeah?
We're starting to build those. We're calling them instructional training series. And we've got a couple so far, but as we build the videos and you come to class, we'll put links inside the manual so you can with QR codes. You can go back.
I did want to talk about that because I saw that just the other day. So
that's very recent.
That's right. You have a training manual that actually has a QR code printed in the training manual where someone who's looking at the training manual can take out their smartphone, scan the QR code, and it takes them straight to a video of what they're reading about.
Right. Right, we're building that as we go. That was one of the things I wanted to do when I got here, and we're now reaching a point where we can begin to do that. You're tremendously helpful in getting this stuff posted.
It's great seeing that us taking those progressive steps. Anything to arm our customers to be more effective at what they're doing. We're game.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Listen, everyone, thanks for joining us today. Jamie, thank you so much for coming in. And everyone, make sure if you have any comments or questions, put them in the feed. Also, we'll put links to the training center page in the description of this video. All right, take care.